It's New FM, the beats of the Pacific. 22 minutes past 11 o'clock for you and for your Wednesday, halfway through the working week. And right now, super exciting because it is time to jump into this.
Welcome back to Woman of the Hour.
Yes, welcome back to your Woman of the Hour now. This is the first official Woman of the Hour for 2021. And I'm so excited. I'm a little bit nervous, I must admit, for today's guest. I think she's absolutely amazing. The journey that she's been on, what she's created in just a little over 3 years time. I've shared a little bit earlier on the show who we have in today. So ladies and gentlemen, help me introduce our Woman of the Hour, first guest for 2021, Miria Flavell, and from the owner, the CEO of Hine Collection. Good morning, my sis.
Kia ora, thank you.
So good to have you in today. What an honour. But before we get into, the brands and all of that, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? What do you like? What's your favourite colour? Not favourite colour, but...
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. A little bit about me. So my name's Miria Flavell. Very proud owner of Hine Collection. But if I strip it right back to who I really am, I was brought up in Rotorua. So that's home for me. Spent all my schooling there. What else? I'm 31 years old. I've got 2 beautiful babies. And let's get into the kōrero.
I love that's why I love women, because we do it all, we've got the kids, and we just seem to hold everything together, make everything work. And I love that you can see the fruit of that, like in your life and in your brand as well. So take it back to just over 3 years ago. How did Hine start?
Okay, so we're taking it back 3 years ago. So I was a makeup artist. So a lot of people don't know that about me. I was a self-employed makeup artist, and I worked in the TV industry. And a lot of the mahi that I was doing was online. And I started getting into my own health and fitness journey. And when I'd go and buy buy activewear, but we want to look good too. Mm-hmm. And then you go and buy something, and then it would only go up to a certain size. Yeah. And so that's when frustration kind of kicked in, and I was like, well, why are we not catering to all of our wahine? And why is there no brands that are thinking about the rest of and I was only a size 14, so I was like, I thought I was pretty an average size. And so it just makes you feel like crap, they're not thinking about you, sort of thing. And it's quite disheartening when you're trying to get into a health and fitness journey, and then trying to find clothes to make you feel good when you're training too. So that really sparked it for me, and honestly, it was the most random idea I've ever come up with. But I think that, that purpose, that I knew I needed to do that. I just made it happen somehow. Honestly, I look back and I'm like, I don't know how this all happened, but it happened, and we're here now. So
I mean, do you ever have times where you kind of just stand back and your following's over 67,000 at the moment, in over 3 years, that's huge, it's massive to see all the women that you've impacted, and men as well. You've got the Tani collection as well, but to see the amount of people that, want to be in your gears, want to post it up on their Insta story, it's amazing, sis, honestly. Crazy, you. So congrats.
Yeah, you kind of forget every now and then. It's not until, we go and visit our warehouse and we see all the clothes, how... you can see it in the back there. When we walk in, I'm like, man, holy, you just forget. Because you're so caught up in what's next, what we've got to work on, and we're kind of in our own little bubble at work. And then it's not until we jump on social media and we see people wearing the gears, or if you're out in public and you see people wearing the gears, and it's like, oh man, yeah, it's cool.
It's crazy. It doesn't only look good, Hine, though, but it actually feels amazing. The support is crazy. And I love that you said, it all started from that problem that you had, because it is out there. Even today, when it came out before I came here, and all on the rack size 8, 10, 12, which is fine, for people that are 8, 10, 12s. But sometimes for the bigger people, it's hard, and then you do get discouraged, and you just get fed up and then end up leaving. But your sizes actually cater to plus size as well. Tell us a little bit about that and why that was important for you.
Well, because if I was going to create this activewear brand, I needed to make sure that we catered for everyone, no matter what size you are, what shape you are. And so I had to, even to find a manufacturer that would make clothing beyond size 14 was a mission. I think my first collection I dropped, I could only go up to size XL, but I kept pushing, trying to find another manufacturer. So even to even get to that point was really, really hard. But I knew that I can't just release an activewear brand and not be for everyone. And so that was always at the top of my mind, was to keep pushing until we get to that point.
So what's the sizes? I think it goes up to 4, 5?
26, so that's 6XL.
Yeah.
So extra small all the way up to 6XL. Yeah.
Definitely something for everyone, and I love the color schemes going on as well. With the millennial and the whole aesthetic look of everything. How was that journey for you, like choosing the color palettes and stuff like that?
That's the fun part.
Yeah.
That's our favorite part. I like to just look at all the other brands across, I don't know, all of our favorites overseas and see, okay, what does everyone love over there that we don't have here, or that they are not catering to our bigger women or to all sizes, and then we kind of just use it as inspiration for us to adapt it to ours.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of sets, on my wish list there, so I'm going to get all those matching sets for sure. Tell us a little bit about, you being a mother and juggling the thought of you actually taking this from just a thought in your head to finding a designer, to finding a manufacturer, to putting it on there. How do you juggle everything?
So it hasn't been easy at all. I'm telling you that now. It hasn't been easy. I feel like every day is just a new day, and some days I'll get hit with new challenges or obstacles, and the hardest part is trying to balance being a mama and doing business, as my workmates all know about. So I just think it's just finding that balance, but not being too hard on myself when that does happen, because that's when I do get into a bit of a dark place, and I just put a lot of pressure on myself at times, but it works, and honestly I couldn't have done it without the support that I do have around me, whether it's my workmates, whether it's my whānau, my mates. They've all been there to support me when I need them in those times, but they know how much Hine means to me and how much how busy it can get for me, so having them there just massive help, and it wouldn't be where it is today if it wasn't for that support.
So good. Coming up next, I actually want to kind of break apart. I want to pick your mind a little bit up next in terms of the journey, and because I feel like a lot of our Pasifika and Māori people, they have an amazing ideas, then they kind of just stumble at the idea, and then it gets a bit overwhelming, then it's just gone, you know what I mean? So I'd love to hear your encouragement for a lot of our Pasifika people that are out there this morning listening in. But if you are tuning in right now, we do have Miria Flavell, and the owner, the CEO of Hine Collection, the activewear brand, and we're going to be talking about all that up next on your Woman of the Hour, so make sure you do stay tuned. Right now, it is straight back into it with Big Sima and with Back in the Day right here on UFM. 28 minutes out from 12 o'clock right here on New FM, and right now we are back for part 2 of your Woman of the Hour.
Welcome back to Woman of the Hour.
Can't help but sing to the intro of that. And of course, we do have our very first guest for 2021 back in the studio joining us again, Miria Flavell, the owner of Hine Collection Activewear. We've talked about, the start and having your big 3-year post that you did as well. Saying it takes a village to get where you are today. But I want to kind of take it a little bit deeper and tell us a little bit about some of the obstacles, even being, a brown woman of color in this sort of industry that you've faced in your 3-year journey.
The biggest thing for me is I had no experience whatsoever, and so a lot of everything I've done in the last 3 years is from just doing it and learning and having many fails. Many fails, to the point there was one time, this is just one example, a whole bunch of leggings that we had that was pre-order. This was in our first year of business. They all arrived and they were all faulty. And what was the scariest thing about that was that they were all pre-orders first and foremost, but secondly, it was the same fabric that we were using in the next collection. And so within 24 hours, I was on a plane to China to go and meet with the manufacturers to sort it out. And that was by myself to a foreign country. Like, just a lot of things like that have happened. But I think a lot of it, the biggest challenges is always the doubt. When you're in the activewear world, there's so much competition, as you would know. So you have that doubt, like, man, is this going to be good enough? Are people going to like it? And then when things do go wrong, there's those same kind of thoughts that go through your head. Oh, no one's going to come back and buy from us. They're sick of us now. Like, too many errors, blah blah. And so it's just having to learn every single time. But at the end of the day, it's made me the businesswoman that I am today, so I have absolutely no regrets, because I was able to learn along the way. But I think just that fear, that doubt that always creeps in I suppose it happens for a lot of people as well.
Yeah, and I was talking about off here about you because I feel like our poly and Māori people, they have so many great ideas and initiatives, and I feel like that fear of failure like is a big thing, you know, to kind of hinder them even starting and even trying to do things. What would you say for people that are in that boat, that are kind of sitting on an idea or a project or something that they want to do?
Yeah, so I get so many people like not hitting me up in my DMs.
Sliding in the DMs.
Yeah, just messaging me and saying, look, I've got this idea, what do you think? And you know, I need help, like, how do I start? And I'm like, just start.
Yeah.
You've got this idea, so make a start. Whether it just be you know, telling your friends and whānau about this idea to get their feedback, whether it's doing research to find out how you can even make it happen, because that's how it started for me, was that I was like, okay, well how, go to Google, how do you even start an activewear brand? But that's what you have to do to figure out, because if you're not going to go do that research and find out how to do it, then you're like, it's impossible, it's never going to be able to happen. But when you see it in front of you, well, yeah, it just makes it, I don't know, it just makes you believe in yourself a little bit more. So our biggest thing that we all have, our people have, is that fear of starting something, because you think, oh, nah, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm not good enough. I've got no money. But the thing is that I want everyone to believe is that anything is absolutely possible. And I think I show proof of that, because I had absolutely no experience. I had no money, by the way, either. And so I feel like don't use those as excuses, because if you're so passionate about something, or there's something that you really, really want to do, and you have a massive purpose for what it is that you want to do. So for me, I wanted our women to feel freaking amazing, you know, and I wanted them to be included and to stop being left out. And so that purpose was at the top of my mind. And so I was like, well, no matter what, I'd have to make this happen. I was so stubborn. I was like, I have to make this happen no matter what. So having that mindset, changing that mindset up, and I hope a lot of our people just realize what they are actually, what their potential is, like what they can actually achieve if they put their mind to it. So please do, if you're listening.
The reason I ask, because I'm that person, like I'm like, oh my gosh, I just that leap, that, you know, that initial jump off is like so scary. But I'm like, nah, just do it.
But our people are so talented.
I know.
We've got so much potential, and so that's the stink part for me, is like, man, just hurry up and do it. Just get over your fear and
damn
do
thing.
it. Yeah.
What is one of the biggest misconceptions about being the CEO of Hine, would you say, that people think?
Misconception. I don't know. Probably that I'm rich. Nah.
Can I have some money?
That I go, here's some money. Nah, I don't know. I don't know. That's a hard question.
I don't know. It was just
what did you think of me?
It was just, no, I think I just have a lot of respect for you. And I think
thank
you're
you.
hustling, just your hustle. And I just love the fruit of the labor that you see. And just seeing all the women, like, I mean, you go through your stories every day. There's like flipping 60 stories to flick through of people just vibing out to what you created. I think that's so cool. Moving on to talking about our community and kind of, you know, I mean, you also do you've got a gym as well.
Yeah.
In Hamilton. Tell us a little bit about the birth of that.
So that I had something that everyone probably knows about me. I have many ideas that come to mind. It all relates to how we can. It all relates to Hine Collection. So we created this kind of community of Hine Collection. It's called the Hine Movement, and it started off as just being a lot of women that are on the same journey, whether it's, you know, the health and fitness journey, but it's also about just like a group of women that just encourage, motivate each other in whatever it is that we're all doing. And so I didn't want women to just buy our activewear and say, see you later, go do your journey, and that's it.
Yeah.
And so I've been trying to find ways of how we can support them, and whether it's doing things online, doing some tutorials online, what are they called? Exercise things during lockdown, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I knew I wanted to create a space that they can actually come and train with us. And so that's where the birth of the movement came. So our gym's called the Movement NZ. It's based in Hamilton. It's basically my second home. And I love it. I love our people. I love our community. I love our members. And my dream would be able to take the movement to other cities. Definitely Auckland. I'd love to bring a gym here to Auckland, but I'm like, one step at a time. Just take it easy.
Yeah, bring it up here. Would love to have
I'd
that.
I'd love to. But it's just about just creating a space to support our people and encourage them to come train with us. And yeah.
What are you special at? Are you like CrossFit, or is it like?
I feel like it's a mix. We've got a bit of. That's what I love about our gym.
Yeah.
It's a mix. It's a bit of a CrossFit. It's a bit of, you know, HIIT training, strength, just everything. Yeah.
So good.
Every day is different.
Before we do wrap it up for today, you've got something exciting that you touched base online. I think yesterday or the day before yesterday that you're working on this new collection. Tell us a little bit about that.
So coming up, we've got our performance collection. It's still in the works. But my main purpose for this collection is to create something for our athletes, our sports people. I want to be the first option for people when they think of activewear, especially our athletes, and we compete against big, massive brands like Nike and Lululemon and all that. But I really want to, and that's just me being stubborn and saying, look, I really want to go hard and try and achieve this, and be that first option for people when they think of activewear or when they need clothing it could be for their sports or it could be for their training. So it's specific to athletes. So making sure that we have the best fabrics, the best functions, the best everything. And so it's going to take us a while to get this on point, but I can't wait to release it.
Exciting though for all the athletes, really exciting. Real quickly as well, one more question. Would you ever consider like having a store? Because sometimes I just want to get stuff, go in and out, grab the thing. Would you ever is that in the works?
It is in the works.
Oh,
it is. No,
did I poke something out?
Yeah, you did, but it's all right. It is in the works. I will say that.
Yeah. Okay, that's
coming
cool.
soon.
And I hope you bring one up to Auckland as well. That would be much appreciated. But thank you, sis. Do you have any last words before we wrap it up for today?
Just thank you so much for having me, and just thank you if any of our customers or our community are out there, thank you so much for supporting us. We so appreciate it. We see you, we love you, and thank you again for having me on here.